forecast.
Sounds good. Thanks, Gary. And that is the news this Wednesday.
Tomorrow on the Today Show, an update from Jessica Watson's family on how she's doing.
But they're looking forward to seeing her. And we'll see you again tomorrow night. Good night.
Good night.
This is Win News.
Tonight, Walkerston woman saves 2 people from a unit fire. Locals welcome the Rudd government's emissions trading backflip. And plans outlined to realign the dangerous Eaton Range. Good evening, I'm Samantha Heathwood.
And I'm Dan Sercombe. Later in sport, an Origin great throws his support behind the Cowboys.
A Walkerston woman has been hailed as the ultimate Good Samaritan after entering a burning home trying to find the occupants. Jasmine Sam jumped through an open window to search for her friends.
A loud explosion alerted the neighbourhood to a fire in a unit in Pugsley Street. Jasmine Sam was one of the first on the scene. Without a second thought, she took her life into her own hands.
See if anyone was in there, but couldn't see anybody and there was too much smoke, so I just jumped back out.
Police are praising her efforts as well as the community who banded together to bring the fire under control until fire and rescue service crews arrived.
I'm very grateful for the act that they did in doing so.
Residents say the explosion could be heard for kilometres. When they arrived, smoke was already pouring out of the roof and windows.
We understand that it may have started due to an appliance running in the house, an electrical appliance, and it's probably timely to make sure that people are aware when their electrical items are running that they're well ventilated.
A couple and their 2 children who live in the home were out at the time. Queensland Fire and Rescue say there was minimal damage to the property.
At this stage, damage is confined to the room of origin, with smoke and water damage to other areas of the premises.
Police and fire services have completed their investigation into the blaze.
We're satisfied that there's no suspicious circumstances in relation to this fire.
Traffic came to a standstill while the blaze was being contained, with both the north and southbound lanes closed for more than an hour. Natalie Win News.
A man has been airlifted to hospital with suspected pelvic and back injuries after being crushed against a cattle yard fence. The station hand was injured at a property 280 kilometres west of Mackay when the cattle he was mustering turned on him. Local families gathered together today to remember and mourn workers who've lost their lives or been badly injured at work. International Workers' Memorial Day is marked in hundreds of countries worldwide and also highlights the need for safety changes in the workplace. Police are continuing investigations into a fatal crash near Morani on Sunday night. 49-year-old Sharon Carling died in hospital after her white Suzuki hatchback left Mackay-Yungala Road just before 7 p.m. It's believed the mother of 4 lost control of her vehicle before crossing onto the wrong side of the road and colliding with a tree. The cause of the accident is still unknown. A notorious part of the Peakdown Highway has come under the spotlight, with the opposition meeting with concerned locals to discuss much-needed improvements. Mackay's Road Accident Action Group is particularly concerned with the dangerous Eaton Range stretch of the road. And Ander Grove families had a lucky escape after a car ploughed into the side of their house on Bedford Road. Police say the 56-year-old driver blacked out at the wheel before crashing through a wooden gate and an adjoining metal fence before crashing into the property. The woman was taken to hospital for observation late yesterday. The house only sustained minor damage. Mackay business owners have welcomed the federal government's decision to delay the emissions trading scheme. Civic leaders say the region isn't prepared for the long-term effects the scheme would have on the mining and sugar industries. Nurses who are still being underpaid, overpaid or not paid at all by Queensland Health warn they'll be walking off the job tomorrow. They'll join thousands across the state who've agreed to hold the Our Pay protest. The federal government has denied any money saved by putting off the carbon pollution reduction scheme will bolster the budget. Meanwhile, the coalition is proposing billions of dollars in budget cuts, which Kevin Rudd says would put the economy at risk. After the break, a fundraising weekend for Alzheimer's, and the region's best budding chefs battle it out in the kitchen. Welcome back to Win News. A weekend of challenging activities is planned to create awareness of Alzheimer's in the region. Trent Tame says it's important to support Mackay citizens who suffer in silence. Now to our weekly Win poll. We'd like to know if you think our professional sports people are being paid too much money. To vote, dial 1900 969 500, dial 1 for yes and 2 for no. Lines close midday on Friday. And over to Fuel Watch, the cheapest place to fill up today was at the Caltex on Connors Road. Unleaded could be found for $1.27.9, while diesel was $1.26.9. Mackay's budding culinary stars have taken to the kitchen at Holy Spirit College in a young chef's competition. The students battled it out, whipping up some tasty treats. What's up next? And Dan, the Fury lose their marquee player.
Yes, Sam, Robbie Fowler is off to Perth. That's next. And UNC finished on top in Premier League netball. Welcome to Win Sport. Mal Meninga says he breathed a sigh of relief after Jonathan Thurston came away uninjured from the Cowboys' loss to the Eels. As the Queensland camp prepares to finalise their squad, there were concerns for Thurston's fitness after his shock return to the paddock. The Perth Glory have hosed down speculation there'll be ongoing animosity between Robbie Fowler and assistant coach Ian Ferguson next season after the Liverpool legend signed with the club yesterday. New team Ultimate Netball champions have pulled off a major upset in Round 5 Premier League netball. UNC produced an outstanding second half to knock Direct Auto Supplies from the competition lead. And Sam, that's a brilliant start to the season for those guys. Well done.
Thanks, Dan. After the break, Peter Byrne with the weather details.
Good evening once again, weather watchers. Well, high cloud covers an extensive area of Queensland this evening, triggered by an upper atmospheric trough, but little if any rain has fallen in most districts, and that includes the local area. Now, our Tourism Australia photograph this evening was submitted by Donna Gamble. Good one, Donna. There's nothing like swimming and sailing in the Whitsunday, says Donna. I've travelled extensively, Donna, and I certainly agree with you. It's a magnificent part of the local area and a magnificent part of the world, isn't it? Thanks, Donna. I'm not quite sure what island that is. But temperatures around the region today, nothing extraordinary. There was no significant rainfall till 9 this morning. The best there was way out there to the west, Weetalabar. I think that's the correct pronunciation. Sounds a bit better than Weetalabar, doesn't it? 6 millimetres anyway. Lower Gregory up in the Bowen area 3 and Hamilton Island 2. The coolest in the state today, 8 at Cunnamulla. And Coconut Island. Where on earth is Coconut Island? That's up in Torres Strait, between PNG and Queensland, 33. Current details for Mackay, the temperature 24. It's fine most of the time, just isolated showers about the coast, possibly developing inland during the day as well. Friday, similar. Central Highlands, fine most of the time, isolated showers by afternoon, and at this stage, similar conditions again for Friday. And finally, the summary, it hasn't changed much over the last 24 hours. Isolated showers. Remember those winds increasing from the southeast late Friday. That's it for the weather. Now it's back to Sam.
Thanks, Pete. Looks like we're in for some good weather for the long weekend.
So many long weekends at the moment.
They just keep coming, don't they? Shame we can't get them.
Yeah.
Our news headlines can be seen on our website, wintv.com.au. From all the team, good night.
Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation from Win Television.
Hello, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair.